A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 11, verses 42 to 46. The Lord said to the Pharisees, "Alas for you, Pharisees, you who pay your tithe of mint and rue and all sorts of garden herbs, and overlook justice and the love of God. These you should have practiced without leaving the others undone. Alas for you, Pharisees, who like taking the seats of honor in the synagogues and being greeted obsequiously in the market squares. Alas for you, because you are like the unmarked tombs that men walk on without knowing it." A lawyer then spoke up. "Master," he said, "when you speak like this, you insult us also." "Alas for you lawyers also," he replied, "because you load on men burdens that are unendurable, burdens that you yourselves do not move a finger to lift." The Gospel of the Lord. Here Jesus is once again speaking out against unethical practices or double standards. Many of us, I think, lead double lives. We lead one life at home in our privacy and another life in the public eye. And that's typically what many of us do, and what the Pharisee also is seen to be doing. Now, if we were called on our sins, what would be our response? Would we turn over and say, "Yes, thank you for pointing out my guilt. Thank you for pointing out my sins. I shall now go and correct them"? But that is hardly what we do. What we do is we focus our anger on the person who has brought the message or exposed our wrongdoing. And that is inherently the nature of all of us to do. We then focus all our hatred to the person who has exposed our weaknesses and our faults. We are called by Jesus to really be open to criticism. Thank the criticizer and bless him, which is something really hard to do. But that is what we are called to do. We all are sinners, and we should be the people who are open to being criticized. But we are not Jesus to criticize. So don't take this as a passage to give you the permission to criticize others and call them on their faults. Because somewhere else Jesus also said, "Take the log off your eye so that you can see clearly to take the dust off your brother's eye." So we are not called to judge others, but we are called to be able to open our hearts to criticism. And that's what we are called to do. God bless.